quick little practice for everybody. I apologize about the noise behind me. But if you can just kind of tune that out, it's good practice actually. And just come into some stillness. Find the breath. And practice just drawing that attention. Practice just drawing that attention back when the mind starts to wander. So you're following your breath and you notice that thoughts start to pop up. To-do lists usually, fears, worries, things bothering you in the moment. And you notice, you don't judge, and then you let that thought or distraction just pass. Just like a cloud in the sky, they come into our vision or into our thoughts. We notice. We don't judge how that makes us feel or judge that we haven't been able to hold our concentration. We just notice that the mind has wandered and then we let it go. Come back to the breath. So we're just training ourselves that every time we are pulled out of the present moment, that we recognize it's happening and then we come back. So meditation is simply that practice of retraining the mind, and the tool we use can be our breath, can be a mantra, can be a hand mudra like we do our Satanam, can be a candle that you're staring into, any repetitive phrases, or just simply the inhale and the exhale. Following the breath in through the nose, feeling the belly expand. Feeling the lungs expand, chest, and then exhaling, belly, lungs, chest. Awesome. So I'm just going to reach my right hand to my left ear, drag it away from the shoulder. Take the back of the head at the corner, so the base of the skull, bring it forward on an angle. The head to, or the hand to the forehead on the angle, so we're pulling it back, getting through these muscles down the front of the neck, our scalenes. Good, and then release that down, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So first grabbing the ear and drawing it away. And then on to the base of the skull, comes forward on the angle, and then lastly drawing it back. Perfect. So bring the hands to the knees for a little spinal flexion, so a little cat-cow. If you're wondering where I am, for those of you that may not know, I take my oldest up to see her dad. He's in Toronto. We used to be in Oakville, so I'm in Oakville right now. So she comes up to see her dad. And oftentimes when we come, we'll just come up and stay ourselves to kind of cut down on the drive. And visit family that are still in Oakville. I'm just going to take the right arm across, lower that shoulder down, see how it crept up on me really high, and it's going to lower it down here. Draw it across, and then look away from the hand. Yes, so we are in Oakville with a couple of the kids. My oldest is with her dad for the weekend. I'm going to bring my hands in behind, interlace the fingers, and just draw the knuckles down, open up the chest. I'm in the courtyard of the hotel, and the kids can see me through the window. And then I'm going to bring the hands together in front, tuck, stretch. Okay, and then bringing the hands in behind, we're going to do that swimming. So we're going to paddle out the arms. So we have stayed here for many, many years because Izzy's been coming up to see her dad since she was 5. And she's 14 now. So this is kind of like a home away from home for us. And I'll back paddle. But we haven't been able to stay because of COVID, obviously. So it's kind of a little treat this weekend that the kids are getting to come up. So I'm just gonna come and swing the legs around. But a long car ride means tight mum. So I thought, why not? I always bring my mat, it's always in my car, an extra mat. So I just thought, why not come out? It's a nice night. Bye. So staff pose, toes are shot up, hands are down, head is straight, back is straight, and belly comes in to support the spine. And then I'm just going to do a nice relaxed forward fold. So knees can be bent, just hunch right over. And we'll roll back up, and I'm going to bring the hands just under the knees, just slightly above. And this is really good for the lower back. So we're going to drop the toes or point them forward as we hunch over. And then we point the toes up and we sit up tall. And we're just going to go back and forth. So this is called nerve flossing for those that haven't done this with me in class. So if you think about the nerves that are running up here through our glutes and then into our lower back, that's what causes that low back pain that gets stuck. So by pointing and flexing, we're moving those nerves, we're flossing them through those areas that get stuck. Beautiful. So we'll bring one leg up and in. pull it nice and tight so the heel lines up right close to the sit bone. And then we'll take it over. So we're bringing the foot over the leg, if that's comfortable. If it's not, then just keep it on the one side. But if you can bring it over, we're gonna hug it with the opposite arm, come into our twist, looking behind. You can even come into a full pretzel by bending this leg as well. Good, and then we'll release, uncross the legs, give them a little shake, reach it up, and forward fold. Awesome, bring the hands all the way in behind, point the toes, reverse plank, we'll lift the legs up. Lower ourselves down nice and slowly. We'll bring the other leg in. Option of bringing it over the top. We'll loop around. If you want to do full pretzel, we're bending that other leg as well. And taking the gaze over the finger. Untwisting, back out front, legs a little shake, stretch it up, forward fold, we'll roll it up, let's bring the hands back and behind, point the toes, lift. Awesome. Let's come onto the side. We're going to straighten the legs. We're going to come into a supported side plank. We did that reverse plank just now. We're going to try a side plank. So I'm going to take the top leg. I'm going to use it as a kickstand. I'm going to bring myself up and pulling that wrist in so it lines up with the shoulder. And then bringing the hand to the hip, or bringing the hand straight up overhead. So play around. You can even remove the kickstand and come straight. Let's come on to all fours or toes and hands to slide back to our down dog and pedal that out. Awesome. We'll drop the knees down, send the knees wide, child's pose. Walk the hands to the right side, left hand on top of right. Walk the hands to the left side, right hand on top of left. And back to the center. Knees come back together. I'm going to come back on my heels. So I've flipped sides here on the mat. We're going to come back to our cat-cow, our spinal flexion. Awesome. Okay, so let's swing the legs back around. we're gonna start with that nerve flossing on this side, or just repeating that over again. So up and down. Head up with the toes, head down, point the toes. So come up, bring the hands in behind, point toes, reverse plank, draw yourself up. Lower yourself down. Arms come up overhead. Reach out, forward fold. Roll yourself up, hands come in behind, point toes, lift. Lower back down, reach up, over, forward fold. Perfect, so let's do that side plank on this side now. We haven't switched to the other leg. So legs are straight, or kickstand up. Coming up, taking the hips up, making sure the wrist is in line with the shoulder. Hands can come to hips, or hand can go straight up. And if you can make both legs come straight, or leave your kickstand. Either works. All right. Bring both hands down. Downward dog. I want you to come up onto the tippy toes. Shift your weight forward, plank pose. Drop the knees. Uncurl the toes, drop the belly, drop the chin, press up, breathe here. Awesome, hips up, slide them back, child's pose, and let's rake the fingers down. All the way down, and then place them on your lower back, one hand on top of the other. All right, drop the hands down to your sides. And then come up onto the crown of your head. This is bunny pose. So the hips come off the heels, and I just come right up on the crown of my head.